Test.
Blah, 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 blah.
Testing. Thank you for doing a correct one.
Why am I not getting?
You're not hearing anything, Josh?
Aha.
That'll do it.
Because you didn't get it in, Josh. That's why you're not getting any.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Third Child. Gets it in every time.
All in one, boys.
At least once every couple of years. Yeah.
So, hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Neon City Daily Podcast. I'm Jamie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And I'm still Dave.
And we haven't been around for like a week or so. A lot of things happened. Nick gave birth.
Very sore. Yep.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, right.
Would you say we have? Would you say we have lots to talk about? I mean,
We do have lots to talk about. We've got heaps to talk about.
I feel like that might be a bit derivative, kind of phoning it in, but sure. We've got a lot to talk about.
But yeah, I gave birth.
Yeah.
Baby.
And how was that, Nick?
It was all right.
Cool.
I mean, just got it out.
Now, I asked you
Wasn't
this
too much effort.
privately, but like I feel like it's also something that should be asked, to the world.
Oh no.
Classic private
You've
question.
had this baby.
Yeah.
It's been like a week.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a nerd?
Actually, okay, so it's been like a week. Kids' eyes don't work
Yeah.
properly for like a couple months.
Sounds like it's going to need glasses.
The thing is, like, one of the best ways to get this kid to sleep is because I tend to sit cross-legged.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm doing most things, I'll sit there cross-legged, and one of the few ways that she will actually just sit there and chill
Yeah.
is if I sit her like, because I'm sitting all like crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
I love how you turned away to do no audible burp.
Everyone saw me try and avoid that. It didn't work. But so it's just sitting there like crisscross legs and just kind of she sits on my like leg across there and just lays there with her head. And if she
Yeah.
can just see the moving pictures and I'm like playing a game, then she'll just sit there and go, oh yeah,
yeah, nerd.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So she even has the audacity to, like, if I accidentally move my hand, Father, no.
Already
made it
speaking
so I
Old
cannot
English.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
you know,
good. That
it's
shuts her up,
there.
right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
all right.
I feel like we need to update the people also on your NBN situation.
What update? There's no update.
Things are being shoved. Updates.
There you go. It's been updated.
Well, what we've done again is we got. Oh no, I did have an. Okay, since I told you about it last, I did have another phone call.
Oh.
Where on last Monday we got asked to send through all of our council address documents,
Yeah.
photos around the house with no NBN box, all this kind of stuff. Got asked to send that through again for the fourth time. And then, okay, cool. We did that. Then we got a phone call the next day to say, oh, yeah, we asked NBN Co for an update, but they didn't open it because it wasn't specifically addressed to one particular person. So I went, oh, okay, cool. So we had to send it through again to that one particular person at NBN Co. And then it was a couple days, and I called him again. And there was like not really. Oh no, Mrs. called him on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And not really any updates because by the time she got the call, they were fucking around or whatever. But like they tried to get our 4G access working, so we at least had some vague internet at home.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
So that was down again.
Oh, that's gone, man. That's
Oh.
apparently what we have with that. Even though
Right.
we were told that was the unlimited emergency slow shit thing that
Yeah.
we just had for a backup, it actually only has 30 gig.
Wow. Unlimited.
Yeah. So then,
2005 unlimited.
yeah. So then Thursday, we both kind of left it because it was like, well, look, they didn't have this shit together. We only got an hour yesterday. We'll give them today. And we'll see what happens then. So they call me on Friday.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's Telstra. I know it's Telstra. Let's see what this is. And I pick it up. It's because when I changed my mobile phone, there was like $83 left from the previous bill on the last like phone before I swapped to this one.
So they're hitting you up for
And-
$83?
So they hit me up for $83, even though it wasn't even like due. They were just like, yeah, I just want to make sure.
I
And
would
I'm
be
like,
saying,
oh, really?
No.
So I said, look, I'm going to pay for this right now on the phone. You have, like, because they put you through to a machine if you're a phone payment thing. They put you through to a machine. It goes through your shit. I'm going to do this right now. But what I want you to do while I'm doing this is check my shit.
Yeah.
Say that it's going to fucking work. Do it. So, okay, cool. So I'm on the phone doing all that stuff. That takes an inordinately long time. It's
Longer than
really
it should.
like it's like for an automated system. Fuck, it's a painful
Well, that's
system.
Telstra's tagline, is it? Longer than it should.
Yeah, just but so I get through paying for that. But then the guy on the phone when I get back is just kind of really confused. And he's just
He's like, what the fuck is this? He's looking at all the notes.
no, he was genuinely just like, look, I saw that this last order here
Why do we have 360 photos of your house?
was put in on I think it was like the 2nd of this month. And I was like, oh man, check March. And he went and he had a look in the notes for March because I know the system they used Siebel. Like, they went back and looked. They're like, "Oh, you've been trying to get an internet since March."
Man.
Yeah, bud. And then I could tell he was kind of reading through it, and I was just thinking, like, look, this isn't this guy's fault. I'll kind of start running him through the Cliff's notes, and I gave him kind of like the Cliff Notes rundown thing and all the different things that we've been told to try. And the problem with this is that even when I'm having this conversation with this man that is trying to help me, he says to me,
Oh, here we go.
are you home at the moment? I go, no, I'm not home at the moment. No one is
Was
home.
he going to try to ask you to turn
Plug
your
the
shit on
modem
and
in?
off?
Yeah.
No. Because he understood and believed that there
Right,
was no
okay.
box.
Right,
on
Progress.
Yeah,
Progress.
yeah, so he understood that there was no box on the house. He said, okay, how many houses are on that block? One. The thing that I built is the only thing on the block. It's like, okay. Because
There's a cubby house out the back.
Try it then.
You really fucked up his train of thought.
It didn't work.
It's probably got like 4 NBN boxes on the side of it by now.
I was going to say they've just been adding them to that little plastic cubby house that my kids sit in. But he was like, okay, because it's showing that there is 4 connections there and 2 of them are active. What? There really isn't. That's literally what I said. There really isn't.
Remember those
Anyway.
photos? Like, there's
Oh,
nothing.
God. Well, this is the thing. This is just some poor schmuck in the billing department that's had to talk
Are
to
there
me.
units near you that they're confusing it for? Surely.
Well, they
Well,
do
actually,
think
no,
it's
I think
connected
it's-
somewhere, so.
It could be because that's what
Yeah.
was happening with the NBN.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like that. This is the thing. Though. I'm pretty sure it is just the same issue from before.
Fucking hell.
And because the way it was like, nah.
Yeah, you're connected. You can see you connected.
And so he was like, yeah, okay, shit. And like I said, that's when I kind of ran him through again, like the fact that we turned the mains power off to the house. And they checked it again when we were on the phone one day, and they were like, yeah, it still says things are going. I'm like, well, the fucking mains power is off.
You have the wrong
Like, you've
address.
got the wrong
Yeah.
shit going on. And so he basically was, okay, I've shuffled through the stuff. I can see that whatever you did yesterday is in the middle of being processed. And because that's on the NBN side, I can't, you can't see anything because that's on the NBN side of it. So I'll push your download limit up on the 4 gig thing from 30 gig to 300 gig. So it's not shaped. So you've at least got something for now. Your thing is processing, so I can't do anything about that right now. Okay, cool. Now that was Thursday. We didn't have a day off. The day that we were going to have off was Friday.
Right.
Because they called you. Yeah.
But yeah, so then Friday, we had a phone call.
I love that you just at the point where you just laugh.
It's just you have to, or you just
it's manic.
you either
Yeah.
laugh or you fucking
Die.
arson.
Yeah.
like it's laughing or it's arson, and you got to pick one. And I'm trying to stay on that one.
You can't have laughs and
Yeah,
it's just
it
not
doesn't
cool.
work. Yeah, like although it'd probably work well for the defense. No, I was clinically insane. But the they call again, and what that was a run through about the fact that we're gonna fuck with seeing if we can give you 4G, and your thing's gone through, and there should be someone there Monday to do things. And if for some reason there's not, we will send someone to at least go and fuck with your router or something. It's just I'm sitting there like this all
Good
just
luck with
sounds
that.
like a mess.
Yeah.
But just go. Just do the thing, please. Like, I think the thing is, like, even if I've got shit 4G internet for now,
Yeah.
at least I can fucking download something or watch something without sitting there going, sweet, my mobile's getting some use. So,
Well,
but that's how we sit currently. We're waiting for Monday,
Where nothing will happen.
Where
Calling
nothing
it
will
now.
happen.
if nothing happens Monday,
but the missus is now off for maternity leave, so
Yeah.
she can nag all the time.
I have possible lifeline for you. Someone high up, source, an inside source.
You did say that you had a super cool friendo, so
Yes.
I'll work that out later.
Talked to him yesterday because his kid came to the party for my birthday party, not my birthday party, and he handles specifically the product delivery for like Telstra's NBN.
Oh, he's going to have a good day today.
Yeah. And so I'll grab some
Just
details
punch
off you
him
later.
on sight, though. Are you sure that's a good idea?
What's that?
He'll just punch him on sight. All of that anger is repressed. He won't be able to help. It's like, oh!
Oh, you're in charge of this, eh? Just see Nick dragging him down the street.
You just don't walk past with some dude.
This is where the box should be. Just take his box.
I'm sure he'd be able to
Yeah.
get another one.
He's such a Telstra apologist. Just be like, okay, well, take your box.
Wrong kind of box,
Just
though.
he walking down the street with bricks hanging off the wires. Hopefully, he guarantees that he can help. So
Yeah, okay.
It's fucking bullshit that you need to source a man from a birthday party. to fix this shit.
and he works from home,
Oh, jeez.
so I have access.
I mean, it's literally a stone's throw.
Yeah, I was
Is
just
he
like,
just
Find a good rock.
Yeah.
And
Let's go see him right after this.
Take the mics.
Go mobile.
Just a
Neon
current
City
affair.
Daily Special Investigation.
These are their stories.
So I'd like just bringing that up on the podcast so we can see next week if it's actually had any impact.
Has impact.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to say it. I'm not holding my breath.
No.
It's a two-pronged approach now.
Good Lord.
We
Well,
have the meat fork attack.
I've been playing video games.
Yeah. No, I've been playing some video games.
I've
Video games
been
are
I've
good.
been playing the usual of the Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I figured you were still eating that.
Still very good. I also found that like the entire Guilty Gear franchise is on sale on like Green Man Gaming or something for like essentially $20.
Oh, wow.
So I just grabbed all those.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And but you know, it's fighting games. Not
Yeah,
like
it's
they
small
they
fighting
released Gold Lewis Dickinson.
I did see they released
the
that
latest
character,
DLC character who is just like a big Texan who has a coffin on his back that has an alien in it that he hits people with.
Sure.
He just swings it over his head and just hammers them into the ground.
Creative.
Yeah. And so that's a lot of fun. And I have also been playing The Ascent.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
It's rad.
Good.
It's just like kind of imagine if you take Crimson Land and then you give it like a little bit of action RPG flavor a la Diablo.
Oh, yeah.
And then you throw in Cyberpunk. You just mix those all together.
Yeah, okay.
And you've got a pretty fun, very atmospheric game. And
Yeah.
Four-player co-op, is it?
4-player co-op.
Yeah. On Game Pass.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I haven't bought it. It's just on Game Pass.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, nice.
but yeah, I am digging it a lot.
It's kind of hard to turn down something like that when it just appears on Game Pass.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
I've already got it. So,
The weird thing about it is that it is cross-play,
yeah.
but only for the Windows Store version. So, like, if I got it on Steam,
Oh,
you're like,
right.
wouldn't be able to play
Yeah,
crossplay.
okay.
Well, it's like I got excited about crossplay on Siege.
Yeah.
They were touting it in the menu, in the load screen, like you are now being match made with cross-platform
play,
enabled.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I said to Nick, because we want to play it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then Nick looked it up, and it's between PC and Stadia.
What luck.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
I know, right?
Console and PC is coming, but they
it's coming next
prioritize.
year.
It would be great, though, like, if you could make it so that it's just like you against people playing Stadia because they have
Yes.
like that shit input lag.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the Ascent. It's it just really captures that the feeling of it so well. Everybody grab it. We got to all play it.
Top down?
Top down.
Yeah,
Top down.
top down.
How demanding is it, just out of interest?
Won't crash your computer.
Sure.
From what I've seen, it won't crash your computer.
It doesn't feel very demanding. I didn't futz with any settings. I just set it to desktop resolution, then turn off blur, and it ran fine
And you have
for
a
me.
1080 Ti, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But no, it seemed pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. So we all have to play that.
Have you monitored the power draw?
Not. No.
You should.
How would one do that? Just through software? Or do
Yeah,
mean,
you
or-
can. Yeah, just
Like
software,
yeah.
just like Fraps or something like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and then hopefully, I think you can output to a log file.
Nice. Yeah, because that's the thing. It needs to be something that's going to save it somewhere so I can see.
Yeah,
what it's-
or HW Info does.
okay. Yeah.
as
No,
well.
I've got that on.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
can
good.
output to log. So his computer's still crashing
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I
playing.
guess the
Borderlands
audience don't
3.
know that though.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was playing
Yeah.
Borderlands
Work out
3
how
and
to-
it decided.
Anything fairly
Now we're gonna
demanding
crash.
seems to
Yeah.
crash it.
Well, Borderlands 3 was fine when we initially all tried to play together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played some single player, just play a bit more.
Yeah.
And it was fine for a while. And then just like, nope.
Yeah.
Thank goodness
Same with
LOL is
Doom.
okay.
I played some Doom for a while.
Yeah.
And then, nope.
I think you're on the money with
the
the,
PS
your
the
power
power
supply
supply,
is munted because I had very similar issues. I was telling you in the car that I had very similar issues with an old PC of mine that like there was like a thunderstorm one night and the power went out and then after that everything was crashing all over the place. Switched out the power supply unit, totally fine. So it sounds like something like that.
Off to MSY I go.
We'll
Yeah.
put yours on life support. We'll put yours next to mine and just put mine so I don't have to take my power supply out. Just plug it all into yours. Because you don't want to spend the money if you don't
True.
have to.
Sounds convenient.
Yeah. It's not that hard. It's long cables. You just
we
literally.
get
Like, yeah, putting it
All
next
the way
to
to the
laundry
laundry.
involves like.
it's
Oh, I
splitting
can
up in
unplug
the-
it from up there.
Yeah, 'cause you've got it like through a wall and in
Yeah.
a cupboard. Like it's.
Think of the holes we could make.
I did expand that hole behind the TV. Because I got the turntable, so I needed to run some pretty fat audio
I was going
cables.
to say I assume that there are already enough holes to suit any
No.
needs.
Well, there is. Well, it's just kind of bunny ears now.
Yeah.
Like it was a nice perfect circle. And then I got the plaster saw and just made 2 holes attached to that
See, that's
one
progress.
Yeah.
Plaster saw, not bread knife.
Not bread
That is
knife.
progress.
yeah.
hole. Luca was playing with that plaster saw the other day. I left it on the floor.
Okay,
Is
well,
that
the
better than a
progress
bread
has
knife,
been
though?
regressive.
Probably better than a bread knife.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. But, yeah, and aside from playing The Ascent, I also grabbed The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is the new Ace Attorney game.
yeah.
Set in feudal Japan, where they're basically sitting there going like, all right, so we've established a court system.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
See if it works.
go.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
I've also seen you playing Divinity.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
play that multiplayer or something? What's
I
the go
play
with that?
both. Like
can.
you
Oh,
can
okay.
play it multiplayer or you can play it single player. And so I've been playing it with a friend multiplayer, and we've just been kind of like slowly going through the game, like here and there.
Oh, so it's co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
basically like a tabletop RPG.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an off-brand D&D.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a whole
Okay.
lot of fun.
And
yeah.
and the combat's really good in it, and so I kind of remembered that like, oh hey, I swear I almost finished this before. I got to the last chapter. I'm pretty sure I was just about to like walk up to the final boss or something, and so I loaded it back up. Not the case. There was like a whole other chapter that I still had to do, and
Yeah.
so I'm just going through that and surprised that there was still so much more story left
Yeah,
for me
okay.
to cover. So
Yeah.
I've just been playing a bunch of that. So I've been getting in some good games lately.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you guys?
We attempted to play some League of Legends last night.
Oh.
That was a weird night. I mean, you guys already know how League of Legends can be, but this was extra special.
Yeah.
saucy.
Jamie's had a revelation.
I just remembered
He's got a mind baby and it's birthing.
there was also the new Pokemon MMO.
Oh, Pokemon Unite.
Not MMO,
MOBA.
sorry.
The
MOBA,
MOBA.
yeah.
I saw 1 second of that. Someone made a video and they like, oh, I've been playing this, and they cut to it, and I was like, oh, okay.
I played one game and went, I don't like this at all.
It's just a MOBA.
It's just a MOBA.
just a
Oh,
MOBA.
okay.
Yeah. You're just like playing
I-
as Pikachu or whatever.
I find it less offensive than League of Legends,
I mean, that's pretty easy.
but it's still
Yeah.
just a MOBA.
It's just a MOBA, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
it-
and you don't like MOBAs.
Not really.
At all.
It's got like it's clearly tried to cut down the amount of time that you spend in the MOBA. I think it's got like a hard
it's
10-minute limit.
Yeah, it's
per,
got a 10 minute
Oh,
limit.
okay.
per
and
match.
then beyond that, you can actually take once you've ranked up enough, you can jump into ranked matches, which is still 10 minutes, or you can jump into
Wow.
quick matches, which are 4v4 5-player matches.
5-minute matches.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's less like like instead of towers, they've got
Basketball hoops.
basketball hoopy things.
Like you kill a guy and then you take your hoops and you take your points and you put them in the hoop and that scores them.
And then in the quick matches, there's only like 6 of them instead of 8.
So is it just mobile?
It's on
Mobile?
Switch.
Switch. Oh, right.
Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, Switch.
Wow, if you're having a 10-minute League of Legends game, something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, that was last.
Horribly right.
I do have to.
I'm out.
I do have to fully admit there is I do have a bit of a juxtaposition when I'm playing it because I've played a fair bit of it actually.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, it's a time killer for me, and it's
Yeah.
because it's a theme that I enjoy. It's just like, all right, I'll play this a bit. And sometimes you walk in and you feel like you're just walking through like a kindergarten class and you're just fucking smacking kids around. Like you are just Sparta kicking kids off swings.
But
and
then
shit.
sometimes-
But then the other time, you're the kindergarten kid.
Yeah, the kids on roids.
Yeah, you're just
They fight
getting
back.
removed. Like they stand up and they turn into Voltron. Like
They stand up and they got way longer legs than you expect. And I was, but like, yeah, it was even that, like playing like the first like a 10-minute round of that, I felt the old tug that League of Legends gave me, where I could feel the anger building.
Wow, really?
I was like, and I was kind of like, I was talking to Lauren about what that could be, and I think it is because of just like the slow nature of a MOBA, like like just the movement is slow.
Yeah.
Your attacks are slow. Your cooldowns make you go, I'm waiting for something to happen.
Because you're
and shit's going on.
infamously more
Twitch
fast.
I like
kick on play.
I like faster games. I like games where it's, you go and you continue to do stuff and there's not something that's going like, all right, well, now here's a quiet moment between the action. I see you've done your action, but you can't do it for 15 more
Now
seconds.
you need to
Just hold
abuse
on.
the other team in chat while you wait.
But there's no chat feature, so you can't even do that.
Yeah, you can't even do that. There's no chat.
But
Heresy.
but yeah, like I just like one game I could just feel the bile building. I
Yeah.
was like, this is dangerous.
It's like what is it, like chicken pox? And it stays in the base of your spine and it can come back later as shingles or something like
Yeah,
that.
chickenpox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
MOBAs
like
are
you've
a
got-
lot like chickenpox.
yeah.
See, I was
But
going to
you've
like
got this-
They could kill you
It's
as well. if you get them
always
late
in the
enough.
base of your spine, hiding somewhere.
See, I was just going to liken Jamie's experience to PTSD. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty close to it.
So I was that's where I was thinking it was coming from. Like, he's been scarred once, and now his body's worried.
Wakes
it's
up
gonna
Lauren
happen
at
again.
night because Jamie's tossing and turning. Going, no Rise, no Garen.
Cool down.
It's just one of those things where it's a gameplay type that is perfectly created to make me mad. Like, everything about it makes me
fascinating.
angry.
Sounds like some people for me.
Yeah, it's like some people for you. It's like the moment I walk in there, I start walking and like, I could feel it. Like, so I'm like, pressing the stick for my character to move, but he's not moving fast enough. So I'm like, I'm holding
Oh,
the stick. I'm adding pressure to the stick because like my body is going like, shit should be going faster.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to like hit like, and I'm also like on like the little switch screen, which I think is not great for a MOBA. It's like, so I'm there like this. And I'm,
Oh, you're like right.
and I'm in like physical pain playing the game.
That probably doesn't help with
And,
the rage.
and then every time I try to do something, I feel like there's either a buffer or I'm not allowed,
yeah.
and it just adds additional anger.
Yeah.
And so it's building up, and like I finished the first game, and I was all like, oh yeah, but inside I was like, fuck this fucking game, this piece of shit.
There's one mode you might like in League of Legends, ultra rapid fire mode.
No, there's nothing I'd like in League of Legends, David.
The cool,
Because you
there's
still
no,
have to build with items.
but there's no cooldowns. Like you can just spam your your
That
abilities.
doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
like no, like the way you
The whole
move-
product is tainted.
Yeah, every system
I'm still
in
in
the
the
game.
cult.
Yes. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Every system in the game is created in such a way that I feel fury. So like even if I do have like cooldowns that don't cool down, that's not going to fix the overall experience of the game that makes me mad.
Because I love a lull state.
A what?
A lull state, a quiet
where
moment to reflect and consider my build.
No, but that's when I'm dead. So I'm angry that I died, and I don't want to build because I hate that shit, and I don't like the game. So there's nothing redeemable about League of Legends for me. It's
That's all right.
yeah. I mean,
Each to their own.
yeah, I haven't picked it up since 2010,
That's good.
and it's going
It's
to
good
stay that
effort.
way. Yeah.
You've left the.
Well, we played it last
crack
night.
line. Yeah,
And it was one of the more bizarre nights of League of Legends that I've had. And that is
Right.
saying something.
yeah.
So we all try and put kids to bed and jump on together. And I couldn't because my kids, it was Eli's birthday. So everyone was just full of sugar. And
Yeah.
so Dave and Sam played a game. And then I jumped on and went to play a game. And they had, because every now and then there's someone so bad on your team, you remember their name. And then we were in the next game and I joined. And he
Yeah.
was on our team in champion select, so before the game began.
Okay.
So these guys weren't really keen on playing with that guy again. Sam, I think, had just had enough at that point and picked like an absolute troll pick.
Right.
Like something that just wouldn't work.
We also tried to ban out all the other champions we thought this other guy might play.
Yeah. So the whole it's like a mental battle of chess in Champion Select because if you dodge in Champion Select, you get punished. You can't play for another like 5-10 minutes.
Right.
So the whole idea is people try and pick champions or combinations of spells and stuff
Sure.
that you'll look at and go, oh,
I'm going to dodge.
I'm not going to play.
just gonna dodge.
This is an instant loss because this guy's an obvious troll.
Right.
And then you dodge and they can go straight back into queue because you're the one that has to wear the punishment, the timer.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a whole night of just trolls, people just taking characters that don't work in certain lanes, AFK as soon as we got into the game.
That worked in our favour.
I dodged queue because Sam picked a troll pick, and the only way to get out of a queue
Wait,
is to close the game completely.
You dodged Q because someone that you were playing with specifically
Yes.
fucked it.
Yes,
I just
because that's 20 minutes of my life for an obvious loss.
Because we're still playing to have fun.
Yeah, I'm
But that
living-
wasn't-
But are you?
are you? Because it sounds like your own team is
this
trying to
wasn't-
make it
this
so you're
wasn't
not.
going to be fun.
It wasn't going to be fun. I don't know what Sam was thinking. I can't speak for him, so I just jumped
Probably
out.
thought it was going to be fun.
Yeah, probably did. He was wrong. So yeah. But apart from LOL, I've been really enjoying Streets of Rage with Eli still.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Like it's the first time we've always played games together, but
Yeah.
like I'll come home from work. He's like, "Oh, can we play Rage of Street?" And I'm like, "Streets of Rage!"
Come on, small child.
And yeah, so we're up to the last level, which it's a pretty short game.
Yeah.
Like 12 stages. I
Something
think.
like that. How long you guys been playing it for?
Couple of weeks.
We beat it in a day.
We did.
Admittedly, we have to play there's been a couple of levels where we have to turn the assists on.
There are assists.
I
didn't even know. So if you probably never even actually wiped. So when you both die, you've both run out of lives. It goes to the menus like retry and everything. You can go instead of up and down in that menu, you can go left to right and pick assists, and it's basically like add an extra life and an extra star, and lose like 10% of your score at the end.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then there's 3 different types of assists. And like the last one is 3 extra lives, 3 stars, and lose like 80% of your points. And we're not playing for points or score.
Yeah, you're
so,
just playing, yeah.
so I'm not that great at it. Eli is pretty good, like considering he's
So
just
you're
started.
dragging him down, is what you're saying?
Yeah. It seems to be the trend in a lot of games I play with Eli lately.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're up to fighting the kids at the end, like X and Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we haven't. We had one crack at it, but by the time we get there, we've got like 1 life left and no stars for our like special abilities and stuff. So yeah, I think we'll finish that in the next week or so when we finally beat those kids. And then
Great sentence.
yeah, and then because I've got the Ubisoft pass,
Yeah.
which I can't remember what I got that for. I originally got it for Assassin's Creed
Right.
Valhalla, which I've updated because I want to go back to it.
It is a good game. Yeah.
And I also wanted to play The Division, but I owned that. Anyway, I was in Uplay client and they recently added Scott Pilgrim,
I was about to say, if you get
Yeah,
Scott
yeah.
Pilgrim,
Yeah.
yeah, great.
which I think Eli, if he likes Streets of Rage,
Yeah, that's
Oh, he'll
from
love
what I
Scott
hear,
Pilgrim.
he'll love Scott. Yeah, so we're going to finish Streets of Rage, move on to Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim and Streets of Rage are two separate ends of the beat 'em up spectrum, both
Yeah.
equally good. Where Streets of Rage, your actions are very, very tight. Like you don't have a lot of room to mess up. You kind of got to go like, I go in there, I do some punches, and then I
Yeah.
kind of like get out. And Scott Pilgrim is more, you get in there and you just wail on things, and
Oh,
like,
good.
you've got like more, you've got quick blocks and more reactable
Yeah.
ways to get in and out of combat.
See, it's been good for Eli because it's pattern recognition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In Streets of Rage, like, oh, this guy flashes red, and then he'll do this, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
really like,
Yeah,
there's
beat 'em
an
ups are great,
there's a learning component to it that
Yeah.
I didn't expect. I'm like, oh, I just have fun playing with my kid in this
Well,
game, but
That was because I actually ended up because I got that like what was that beat 'em
The
up? thing that
Capcom
we
beat 'em
got?
up
The
bundle.
Capcom beat
I
'em
was
up
just
bundle,
about to bring that up.
when it hit, just because it's literally just a collection of old Capcom brawlers like that.
yeah,
And you basically go on. It's just an arcade emulator
Yeah.
for those. And so I actually sat there, and because one of the things that's just default with these things emulated is that you just have unlimited lives. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Logan's 5. He can mash buttons.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. But yeah, like, and-
they're a good. I
Yeah.
guess that's why they're in arcade machines. They're a good universal crowd pleaser.
yeah,
Like,
they're just such an easy, like, that is me. I've got a hit button and
Yep.
a jump button.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah. So that and Minecraft, I've been playing with him, which I kind of find relaxing. We put in creative mode,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I just build my empire. I'm surprisingly OCD about it.
That kind of game.
I mean, as much as I want to ask, how Third Reichy is your empire, Josh?
It's very lot of concrete,
Yeah.
a lot of pools.
A lot of red drapes. Like,
I've got red carpet and a lot of like dungeons.
Interesting. Me no Rocky.
But no, it's good. Whereas Eli is very like I like just building more architectural, impressive buildings. Like I'm going to mine the whole side of that mountain and make it 4 walls.
yeah.
I don't care what's inside of it. Whereas Eli will make a house and he'll go and he'll put like beds and cupboards and trapdoors and stuff in. Like he's sadistic a little bit. A lot of trapdoors for some
kid.
reason.
Natural state.
Kids love trapdoors.
So yeah, we've been playing Minecraft, and that's a good downtime kind of game.
It's pretty chill, especially in creative mode. I play
Yeah,
with Harriet.
Yeah.
The same. Just go, I'm just going to go mining.
Like the last time I played it, I don't even know if creative mode exists. It was not long after it came out. I was playing with work friends. And yeah, like you worked hard to mine everything.
Yeah,
And
that
to
was
build,
yeah, that
and
was
then-
like the period that I played it before I got sick of it. So
Yeah. Well, I think I said before, we all stopped because one guy jumped on when we weren't on and just love it.
and just fucked everything
Like
up.
everything. It was like hours of work and he
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
Yeah,
Always back up.
Yeah. I think there was a restore point, but at that point I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
nah, you just nah.
But yeah, other than that, I've been I've been playing. What have I been playing? There was a game that I was going to bring up. Not Cyberpunk. Oh, Borderlands. I did boot up Cyberpunk actually.
Oh, yeah, Borderlands was another one I played.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I initially played it, didn't like it that much.
Same.
And now I'm strangely digging it. a
I
little
think
bit.
I think for me there was I had to do 2 things to make myself enjoy the game, and the first one was I changed my character because I originally picked the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
But it turns out that his gameplay style just like I love the concept of him, but he just didn't really gel with me. And I picked Zane on a whim because we went back, and I thought I'll just start again. And I went to the skill tree that lets me up his speed. So if I kill someone,
Yeah.
he gets faster, and the faster he is, the more damage he does. So that incentivizes me to run around, circle strafe, slide at stuff, basically like treat it like a Twitch shooter.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying that. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice.
And the second thing I did was I modded it so everyone spoke Japanese, so I didn't have to understand a fucking word of that terrible script. And it's really good now.
Yeah, like I said to you guys, I don't know if we were streaming or not. I don't think we were. We were just testing it out because we might play it on stream.
Yeah.
I got to level 16 when I first played it on a Siren, but forgot the story. And I'm very much like I can't enjoy a game unless I know what's going on in the story. So I went back and started a new character, and it was the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
and very quickly realized you don't need to know the story. Like,
Yeah.
the story's so basic.
And in fact, I would say
So I gave up on that and went back to my level 16. and
I
just-
would say that the story gets in the way because there's so many moments where you are standing there doing nothing while the game,
While the game's fucking around.
it just jerks itself off, and so like listen to this great story, and you're like, this is really bad. I can't believe they're making me listen to this.
Or they're
Whereas-
making a movie out of it. Imagine the dialogue in that.
Well, maybe if they get a script writer who can actually write it, it'll be okay. But like, because I mean, like Borderlands 2 kind of did that,
Yeah.
but it did have a good script. Like,
Yeah,
as much as I don't like Anthony Birch,
Yeah.
he did write a good script,
Yeah.
and it was executed well. This game, they did not have a good script writer, and it was executed poorly.
Yeah.
So,
It feels like it's making a mockery of itself in its dialogue. Like the first one with the whole feel and look of the game, it was new, it was fresh.
Yeah.
And then this kind of snarky, sarcastic kind of script
tweak kind
to
of-
it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just became more of the same. And then by 3, it just felt,
it feels like the person writing it's going like, I am so quirky.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
I'm quirky.
Yeah.
And it's-
Yeah. Oh, look
It's
what
too
I wrote
self-aware
today.
at that
It's-
point.
Yeah.
Look at what I wrote today. It's so random.
Yeah.
Like that kind of person.
Man,
yeah.
I was watching a show on Netflix. Like Lauren turned on something called Centaur World, right? And it's this Netflix cartoon, and it's the production values are fantastic. It's beautifully animated. Like there's so much love and care put into it, but the writing is dog shit. Like it is just it's like
It's no Bluey is what you're saying.
it is no Bluey.
Yeah.
It is like
I've been watching so much Bluey. Just as an aside.
a
sorry.
horse goes into the Centaur world.
Right.
It's trying to get back, and it
Yeah.
can talk now, and it's like, what? I can talk, but it's just like
You're making me just think it should have just been BoJack Horseman.
everything
Yeah.
is just like all the characters are like so random,
Oh, okay.
and it feels like it really feels like a mid 2000s bad webcomic where people were just like trying to be
edgy.
trying to be really wacky and crazy,
Yeah.
not even edgy,
Yeah.
just like whoa,
No, exactly.
everyone is so goofy here,
Yeah.
but there's no payoff for anything, and it's like, what a waste of talent.
Speaking of centaurs,
Yeah,
as just a random aside,
Yeah.
Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, the guy that played Kylo Ren.
he's a centaur now.
Yes.
in real life.
he made a perfume ad. Yeah. And it's just been like, and it takes itself seriously, but it's been mocked mercilessly online. Where
yeah, it
he gets into
sounds-
the water for some reason, and there's a horse in the water swimming, which is not usually where you would see a horse. So that already feels a bit weird. And then he becomes one with the horse and turns into a centaur and rides off with the perfume.
All right.
What you're telling me is that he fucks a horse.
Yeah, so when you said it becomes one with the horse, that's where I was going.
That's what you're
it
telling
just
me.
reminded me of that. I was like, yeah, that is random.
Sweet. Yeah, nice.
So random. Too random.
Of all the things that makes me
Yeah.
think of, perfume is not one of them.
No, I can only assume that would smell the negative,
Man,
like the antithesis.
If you ever go into like
Yeah.
a chemist warehouse, just look at the cologne and perfume.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much.
That's a different world.
Yeah.
like
It's crazy.
it's incredible.
The last perfume I bought was Andy by Hamish.
Of course it was. How could I expect anything else?
I don't know. They just randomly made a perfume, or a cologne rather. And Hamish was in charge of marketing and scent and everything.
Oh,
And it
wow.
was just called Andy by Hamish.
Maybe that's what we do next. We bring out the NCD line. of perfumes.
Nick by Jamie.
Shit like that.
It just smells like pizza and farts.
How do you tell
To varying levels
But there's-
depending on who it is.
Subtle hints of cola.
as you know, like a perfume.
What
has
does
to have
Angus smell like?
pizza and farts.
I've got Xbox deodorant, and that's just like lemon lime.
Oh yeah, that's like citrusy
it's
Mountain
like
Dew.
that
no
shit
one
smells like sweat.
smells like that when they
Nah.
play Xbox.
No.
No, just in general.
After all you've talked about it, I'd loved a Smash Bros deodorant.
That's just shit and vomit.
Okay,
What are you talking about?
I would not like it.
I
Though.
tell you what, don't shower for like a week.
Yeah,
Oh,
then
you get the same effect.
Yeah.
Just bottle
and
it.
like wipe your ass half as much
Minimally.
as you normally do.
Wow.
Minimally.
Like, yeah, it's like one.
The hand movement kind of catches me. It's
like-
what? You got this
There's
like,
one and
Capture.
done.
this like sweeping capture move with your hand.
One
Just
and
a
done.
quick scrape. Yeah. You know.
Oh, it reminds me of a TikTok where the whole point of the account is the husband farts into objects where he like jars where he can seal them, and tries to get his wife unknowingly to open them and smell them. And so she's cottoned on, obviously,
Yeah,
to
you
just
hope
your
so
normal,
at
like,
this
oh,
point.
here's, well, does this jar smell funny? So he's getting really creative with what he farts into, to the point where he can't hand her empty containers anymore. It's too
No,
obvious.
'cause it's-
So
yeah.
he's tainting all this food because he farts into the container with food in it.
I'm not gonna lie. That seems like just good grounds for divorce.
When you've got to worry about where the next smell that's going to make you
Reason
gag
for
is coming
divorce:
from.
he keeps farting into the cabbages. I can't
They
have a
already
salad.
smell like farts anyway.
TikTok is a weird place.
It
man.
is. It is a fucking strange place.
Like I was
man.
showing my dad last night at Pizza Hut. I'm like, oh, did you get that TikTok I sent you? It was funny. And he's like, I didn't get it. And it's just, I don't know if you've seen him, but it's the guy in the bath
I have not.
with the horse head that just plays a drum on an upside down
that
bucket.
sounds like something
so,
from
yeah.
Centaur World.
And like it's a real floppy horse head, and like he can actually play the beat really
Right.
well, and it's just so random. And that's his whole thing. It's just different songs. He reveals, he pulls back the curtain, opens the toilet next to it, grabs the drumsticks out of it, and then just plays.
Right.
And Dad, I've never seen the man so thoroughly confused and maybe a little ashamed
Yeah,
of me.
Yeah, the only times I ever see anything on TikTok is when Nick sends me something. On
Yeah, well, that's what got me onto
But, like,
installing it, and I
ev-
regret it.
every
Because
time.
there's just so much shit on there.
Every time you
So
send me
random.
something from TikTok, though, like it
Yeah.
does this weird thing where it's trying to get me to sign up to TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
So the next random video is always the same one.
Oh.
There are two. There's always one where it's just people screaming at a dude like lying on a bank in a fucking like in a sleeping bag, and it just has like the word "no" written across it. I'm like,
Okay.
all right, whatever the fuck.
I don't know.
And then
Okay.
another one where it's like got a robot voice and some attractive woman there going like, show yourself in clothes and show yourself in your underwear.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
doesn't show you in the underwear because you got to sign up for that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the hook.
Wow.
Because the trends, I'd like to know where they come from.
well, they
from
they
TikTok.
pop up like generally.
But like the minds behind them, what? How?
well, it's just because someone does it and then someone goes, "Oh, that's real." Generally, it's the mentality that that's really easy,
Yeah.
and really punchy, and so they use the sound because that's you
Yeah, oh,
use the
yeah,
sound
yeah.
that are on there, and you just kind of recreate that. It may trust me, content creation on there, if that's you just follow the trends,
Yeah.
is relatively simple of a thing to figure out because as
Yeah.
long as you spend enough time in there to see them when they hit, you can just get in on it.
Do you think, and this is a bit of a brainstorming session now, that we should open a TikTok and it's just Nick following
It's
trends?
just Nick. I think he's already done that.
I already
haven't he?
post shit
Yeah.
on there.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Nick was TikTok famous one time.
Yeah,
Because
I got like
like-
26,000 views on a video that the audio has been taken down from now.
Wow.
Yeah, it had the word
well,
cock
I
in it.
think I think we need to capitalize because the first trend I thought of was show yourself in baggy clothes
Yeah,
and then show yourself in a
your
bikini.
I wonder where you heard about that one from.
Well, no, because that was a consistent trend for a good couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think because that's the thing too. TikTok has this weird, like, constant fight between just like allowing people to do like incredibly sexual things on there. But
Much like
also,
Twitch at this point.
it's basically doing that thing Twitch did, where it like has a whole bunch of that content on there, and that'll just appear in droves.
Yeah.
But then suddenly it'll be like, oh, but wait, nah,
Yeah,
community guidelines.
Yeah, they're like, look, okay, like
And-
the show your taint trend was really good
Yeah,
until you guys started
Until-
doing it, so we're gonna
yeah,
stop it now.
yeah.
They'd probably get like a threshold of complaints.
Well, like to be fair, too, a thing that I keep finding on there is that there is a lot of like kind of self-employed here's my OnlyFans, like sex workers and stuff on there, because obviously it's if they're already doing things digitally, it's a really easy platform to then jump
Yeah,
onto.
yeah.
So you tend to actually see a lot of them on there. The problem is that because that's like they're thinking, especially if they've had a like a strike before with the community guideline, had a video taken down, whatever like that. What tends to happen is that then these people are actually getting really heavily like scrutinized on the platform in general. So it's this weird thing where you just get to watch this kind of odd algorithmic infighting that the thing's doing with itself because it wants people to look at this stuff.
The algorithm behind TikTok is incredible.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
Absolutely incredible and intelligent. It's scary.
And so that algorithm itself, from what I've heard, has a lot of weird dichotomy stuff going on where it's like this video is getting a shitload of views. And like even if the person's fully clothed, sometimes though it's like, oh, but
It's borderline sentient.
a
at this
titty
point.
jiggled.
The titty jiggle just right.
So people are saying things in the comments about how they want to splatter a face and stuff. So we better
With
just
water?
say this violates
That's right, Josh.
Yeah.
community guidelines.
Yeah.
And so you actually tend to see a lot of people like on that platform who say, no, it's popular. They know they can get a lot of views in there. And they know it's basically free advertising for them because they appear on the algorithm and they go onto people's For You pages. But then it's this constant fight of like, but don't take my account away for community things if you're showing people this shit. Like,
Yeah. Interestingly enough, too, because its parent company is Chinese.
Yeah.
And if you look at app permissions and what you agree to by installing it, they get your facial data.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the algorithm literally activates your camera at points where it doesn't tell you,
Yeah.
and stores that data, and then basically it's a learning AI, looks at your reactions to certain TikToks that you're being shown at any point in time, and goes, oh, he's laughing or cringing, and then like the machine
that
learning
guy's
behind it.
masturbating.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's the wrong head that we're getting.
That's very bold. Wait a minute.
So one, data and your privacy is non-existent, and two, the machine learning behind it is just
That's
from a technical
intense. It is
perspective, it's Skynet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
Great from a technical, less so from an ethical one.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Chinese.
I don't have it.
No, I don't. I only watch the occasional one Josh sends me.
Yeah,
I know that's how it starts, but
yeah.
Well, it's a thing where, like, even I had to admit, I was like, oh, I downloaded it as a joke.
Yeah, I got rid of Facebook
laughing
because I was
now?
worried about.
Gee, it's still on my phone.
Yeah, I got rid of Facebook because I was worried about, like, I got hacked and privacy and all that kind of thing. And then here I am on TikTok.
So the Facebook page was pretty quiet, guys. Just by the way, because Josh was usually the one taking care of that.
Yeah, got hacked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Dedicated a whole day to
I still see you on Facebook though.
sorry, I'm still on Facebook. So this is the thing. This is dirty by Facebook, which is no surprise.
Okay.
You used to be able to log in to, so when you close or deactivate your Facebook account, so the old one was unrecoverable, got insta-banned.
Yeah.
And the recovery number to get it back was my old mobile. I didn't have access to it. Facebook don't offer us any actual phone support or anything like that. It's just if you can't figure it out with the stupid knowledge
With the
base,
interface stuff.
you can't. So I moved on. Created a new account, and I thought, no, I'll create a new account and then deactivate it, because when you deactivate, you get the choice to keep the Messenger component, so you can still log into Messenger.
Yeah.
I thought, cool, because we all talk via Messenger and stuff, like it's just convenient. But you used to be able to log into just messenger.com and still use that. But and that was separate to Facebook. Now, messenger.com redirects to the Facebook login page. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's just the using the single sign-on. But no, if you log onto the web via any Facebook affiliated login page,
you're in
it
Facebook.
reactivates your Facebook account.
Oh,
Does
right.
this this mean that we should actually use this as an excuse to move on to a different platform to chat to each other
Yes.
on?
Yes, we should.
Because
I am a
I'd be
big
cool
fan
with
of that. Yeah. If I could do away with, like, I've got my parents on Discord. Like,
See, that's the thing. I forget Discord exists. Like, Messenger is the
Really,
only
though?
one that I
because
consistently remember.
you're like level 20 with our bot.
The difference is, like, every couple days, I remember it exists. I drop on there. I chuck a photo in the Funny Pickies chat stream.
How many
that's
pictures
it.
that you've posted on there were from the toilet?
Probably at least 90%.
Yeah.
But
thought
yeah,
so.
I find that I also use Discord as an afterthought. Mostly because like I've got like so many different channels that I'm in at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I've just disabled all notifications.
Yeah, I had to mute them all.
Even to the point where, and I didn't know it would do this, but if someone rings me on Discord or like tries to have like a voice chat,
nothing.
I don't hear it. I have to see it just in time. But hello. So
that's
yeah,
fair.
Like there are alternatives we can host ourselves, which to me is really appealing because you control the entirety of the. And then there's like apps that are out there that'll plug into that.
does Trillion still exist?
Probably. Mumble was always the best one.
I actually use Kik with some people because it's like it runs off your mobile phone number, but you don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, I used to use WhatsApp back in the day.
But like
That's
WhatsApp is
Facebook
Facebook now. Instagram is Facebook. Facebook is Facebook. Messenger is Facebook. Oculus is Facebook. We could talk to each other in VR.
If only Yahoo Messenger's still there.
Dude, I want ICQ.
ICQ exists.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's still there.
Is it still the same notification sound?
I don't know.
I
I think
need to
I
know.
think they actually modified, like made it more like modern, but
Yeah.
like it still exists.
They ruined it then.
I agree.
We could always just create an IRC channel and go full dark web. Steven's probably on there.
Yeah, that's where we'll find him.
Yeah. Carrier pigeon. Nick, you got a drone.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
So we just all have drones.
we just all have drones.
Yeah, but
that
we send a
attach
message
notes.
and they'll just run into each other.
It just crashed.
Yeah, I think maybe it is time we find an alternative to Facebook. Get
I
out
think
from
so.
under the Zuck.
Yeah. Although we got quite a few followers on there, so someone's going to have to maintain the page.
Yeah, no, that
Well,
that was
I could
my
be made an
thinking,
admin
is that-
again.
I'll do that.
I've got like
Because then I
30
don't
friends
have
on my
to
new Facebook account, and I'm limiting it to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not posting any pictures of my family, my kids, or anything like that.
Yeah, good call, good call.
Like the first breach, as like I won't go into it. It was very illegal content that someone hacked in and posted.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the algorithm just
Banned you.
banned the
Right,
account
yeah.
instantly. So kudos to them for doing that, I guess.
Instead of going, we need to notify police about this. And
Yeah.
Which I did in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can still administer the page.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But it's just funny now because I still feel like sometimes I need an audience. I've got like I put a status up about anti-lockdown protests,
Yeah, I saw that.
and I'm like, I've got 30 friends. They're just gonna have to put up with me whinging because that's all I'm gonna do on Facebook from now on.
That's all it's for the most part, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's either whinging or pretending that you don't have a reason to whinge. Like
Facebook's become strangely
social media's-
irrelevant, especially with the younger generation.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Social media in general is like a weird
Circle
playtime
jerk.
ploy circle jerk of like it's that constant of like you sit there and a couple of people that have been big on there brought up before is that social media isn't real.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't take anyone's life on social media for what their day to day is.
Nope.
Like
No.
it's just
They select what they want to show you and portray.
and that makes sense. Like that's fine. If you know you want to use it like that, go for it. Yeah, cool. Store your photos of things that you like and memories or whatever. That's fine. Go for it. I'm not going to discourage someone from doing that. But yeah,
I
it is,
would.
It is that consistent thing though of like just
Yeah.
it's social media. Though. What you see on someone's social media isn't them. I don't
Yeah,
feel
absolutely.
What they
so.
want you to see.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I can't think
Yeah.
of the last time I actually posted anything on Facebook, like just
Yeah,
for
no.
people to see. It's always
Yeah.
just been like
I get our
chatting
annual
on
gym
Messenger.
reminder because we used to tag each other when you're in
Yeah,
Melbourne. You're like
yeah.
you were coming down, so we were like, let's go to the gym, and then it's like, here's your memory from 9 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I'll be getting a
Oh, you won't be getting that now.
Zap membership next month.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good call. I've still got mine. Jess keeps telling me to cancel it, but I keep telling her, no, I'm going to go. I'm just building up to it.
Well,
Yeah.
if you need a gym buddy,
I will. I will.
I will be going back
I need someone to harass me.
with or without you.
Let's go to the gym. Nick and I started doing cardio once.
Once,
Yeah.
that's
That started.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you do cardio in a decade.
We walked.
That's
did.
not what I mean.
Cardio is the devil's work.
But video games
What?
have
Wow.
have like
Crazy talk.
nothing to do with what we were just doing then.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's time for the elephant in the room, like the big gaming news story of the week.
Oh, that's
Yes.
a good point.
People come
I
here
think
for the
we need
cutting
to-
edge video game news.
I feel like because I need to be caught up on it
All right. So
because I don't know it.
So-
and so I need to hear about what the big
We have covered scummy video game industry news.
yeah,
before.
we've covered like piece of
So
shit.
there is one other game that I wanted to play the
Yeah.
last week or so. And that was Diablo 3 because the new season had started.
Yeah.
However, I have refrained from doing it because I am currently boycotting it because of the in light of the news of what has come out of Activision Blizzard. And that is just like crazy sexual misconduct, like just a terrible frat boy mentality around the office, and just a lot of higher up people overstepping their bounds, like way overstepping their bounds, and not getting any kind of recourse for it.
Right.
And so I think somebody spoke out about it, and all these other employees have also chimed in and go like, yeah, they do this. And like to the point where like there was one woman who went on a company retreat, and the guy who went with her was bragging that he had brought like lube and butt plugs and stuff like that.
Classy.
And
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
had also previously had like nude photos of her just shared around the place, and she ended up committing suicide.
Wow.
So like
Yep.
this
That should be
kind,
manslaughter right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you'd think.
this kind of thing has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And finally, it's come out and become public knowledge. And at the moment, I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening. Last I heard, all the people at Activision, well, most of the employees went on strike. Basically, they had like a walkout day,
Yeah.
and Activision are in like massive damage control.
Oh yeah, well, like that because that strike coincided with because while they were on strike, I'm not sure if they still are at the moment recording is. I do know because this was the thing that I read about that a bunch of people went on strike for it. Was that like something had gone wrong with like the actual BattleNet service?
Yeah,
and obviously there was no one to fix it
yeah.
because they were just like, nah, we good.
I will put a trigger warning in here
So
because people do appreciate them.
Just in time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I might move it before the story that Jamie
put it-
told.
chuck
But
it in before.
yeah, we will be talking about
See,
sexual assault and mental illness.
Because because like I said, I kind of saw like one of the first headlines like during the first little burst of this coming out, and so all I really know about what was going on in there was the fact that they literally two things: one, that they had a literal room called the Bill Cosby room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not beyond that. I'm like that's got a horrific connotation anyway. I don't know exactly what happened in there, and second was something very specific that has left my brain.
Was it how they would do cubicle crawls?
No.
What?
So cubicle
What?
crawls. What? All right, quickly. What do you think a cubicle crawl is?
I've got some
were to
guesses.
take a guess. Tell me what you think.
I mean, physically going underneath someone's desk, and I'm assuming in the context that it's in now, checking up dresses effectively.
Yeah, but also a lot of alcohol is involved.
What?
So they
Yeah,
would get
I would've guessed
smashed
that, yeah.
and go on cubicle crawls. Some people were thinking that they go from like cubicle to cubicle and drink with each other.
Yes, that was going to be my guess.
No, they get.
I said I'm
hammered.
going off the context
Yeah.
that this
Damn
is
it,
in with
Blizzard.
They
my-
get hammered and crawl under people's cubicles and check out chicks and stuff like that, and grab people and get all weird shit. They also had a game called Gay Chicken, where like two guys
What?
just like try to grab each other's dick and like.
That's what I read about. Okay,
Yeah, who would chicken out?
What?
We didn't mention the name because we didn't know it, but you did. And we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed that in a million years.
Jeez.
Yeah, there was there's so much just like weird shit that went on there. Like
I've worked in a quote unquote boys club place before, like
Oh man.
just
yeah.
in a predominantly male thing. Like the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
two women were in the office.
Yeah.
And they'd been there since day one. So I think there was, and this is kind of sad, but they were used to the behavior. But the thing is, back then, like it was nothing as like the worst was like in the workshop there was like
back
a calendar.
then, 3 years ago, different time.
No, it was like but this was like a calendar was in the workshop of naked ladies,
Right.
You know, and that was very. I mean, this was 10, 12 years ago, and that was quickly rubbed out.
Yeah. See, I was going to go with it was. I think the laugh was much better.
But yeah, I can't imagine being in any semi-professional workplace and it
That's right.
being okay, especially the larger the organization
Okay.
like Blizzard.
Yep.
What kind of toxic culture do they cultivate there where that is
where it's
okay?
tolerated. And
Nick's clearly got something to say.
Yeah.
I need to add to this because this was the second thing that I was going to talk about before. Like this is the audacity of this bitch moment.
Yeah.
Is that there was a public photo album on Facebook of people there sharing horrific shit that they'd done.
Oh, really?
Just in public. Just like how fucking How much do you just assume that you will not get dealt with when that's your behavior
Yeah,
around
I saw one where there was this like a higher up, like he would hit on women, and when they would rebuke his advances, he would then just like badmouth them and say horrible shit about them and blah blah blah.
Small dick energy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there was
very
like this
much
other
so.
one where like this fucking maniac had like this like 3-page long letter that he had written out to one of these girls about how much he loved her, and even though like, but she has to know how much that she hurt him by not returning his affections and shit like that. But
I know someone that would do that. But anyway.
he just had this in his pocket for fucking ages, and then
Yeah.
one day
What?
he's kind of like put it on a car or some shit, and it's like that's your
weird.
boss. You like he should not be doing that shit. Like
Power
that's-
imbalance.
Like
is
yeah,
massive. That's
yeah.
insane.
It's like fuck off.
yeah.
But you know, like this happened to a lot of people as well. The guy was notorious for it.
Yeah.
Like there's so much shit that it's just like it's in like upper management, and they would go to HR, and HR would cover for them.
Yeah, well, that was
HR's always there to protect the company.
Because when I actually saw any kind of extra to this, which is, to be honest, the reason why I knew that there was more hitting that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
There was actually a 2-panel comic that had been drawn up of a woman sitting in the like her cubicle, and like a dude bro, whatever, leaning on the cubicle, saying something horrific. Can't remember what it was. But then she's like, and she's got the phone. She's like, "Hello, HR, please." But then the next panel was an older dude leaning on the cubicle saying, "Oh, hello, HR." And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, okay. So that's,
Yeah, nah.
but yeah. I will admit, I am a bit thrown at how widely known it is, and the fact that it took, like props to whoever it was that spoke up initially. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. It takes a lot of courage to actually turn around and
Yeah,
say, no,
absolutely.
yeah.
fucking enough is enough. It does kind of surprise me a little bit that it's such a well-known pile of shit.
You can only assume
Because
at this point though
it
that
took
like
that for
Yeah.
someone to finally, like someone had finally cracked, and then everyone else is joining. It's like, oh, so you all knew about it.
yeah, you can only assume right that it is like okay. So here's another thing that happens is when you're applying for a job at Blizzard, one of the prerequisites is that you be a big fan of Blizzard. You know, it's your dream to
Yeah.
work here.
Oh,
you know,
really?
we make incredible games that shaped your childhood, and we want to continue making incredible games that shape other people's childhoods. And it's gonna, you know, you got to love what you do. You got to
Yeah.
love this company. And so you get there, and suddenly you're thrown into this miasma of filth, and you're like, but this
My dream job.
I'm so conflicted now
Yeah.
because this is my favorite.
Right.
That's how a cult works.
But also,
Yeah,
this guy
that's
coming on
exactly how that works.
way too strong, but everyone seems okay with it.
I think it's
everyone,
important,
Everyone
yeah.
accepts that this is what happens, and it's like so. There are probably a lot of people, and clearly there are a lot of people who didn't like what was
Yeah,
going on,
yeah.
but they each felt like they were isolated and unable to
Yeah, yeah.
act.
Just playing devil's advocate too, I think it's important to note that there were several men that came forward saying they were physically assaulted as well.
Yeah,
So like,
Okay, that's
It wasn't-
that's
it
not
wasn't-
devil's.
that's
That's
not
not devil's advocate.
yeah.
Okay, you freaked me out for a second.
Well, just playing devil's advocate, but sometimes you just got to nut. You know what I'm saying?
You said yeah. I was my
I
eyes.
heard your inhale.
It's like, what are you gonna
Well,
fucking
unfortunately,
say?
it is almost like, I'm just making it clear that
No, you're just making it
there
clear
are
that obviously.
there are males that have also come forward saying, I don't like my dick being touched in the office.
All you're saying is that yes,
Yeah,
it's correct.
yeah.
No one wants their
Yeah.
junk being messed with
This-
when they
this-
don't want it.
This
Yeah.
is not devil's advocate. This
No.
is saying that this was not just restricted to the women of the
Yeah,
company, but
yeah.
also men were being harassed as well. And like, you know, no one was having a good time apparently, except for there's some like
The
people up
guys
top.
that were
Yeah.
upstairs that were.
It's completely insane.
And-
yeah,
All the guys at the top have come out from the respective companies or subdivisions or whatever that Blizzard own. And the tone is pretty much the same. Like, we have failed you. We promised to do better. We're sorry. And it's
I'm
like,
sorry we
well,
got
hold
caught.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of stinks of. I think the CEO, I was just reading it, even came out and said the way we've handled your complaints up until now has frankly been tone deaf. And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
So you've had these complaints.
You mean to tell me Bobby Kotick, the man who was asking people not to draw devil horns on him because
On him,
people trying
yeah.
to date him would look him up and see that, was tone deaf?
No way.
It's just incredible to me that okay, so this is you know about this. This isn't some secret below management
Yeah.
kind of culture that happens in
No.
dark rooms and Bill Cosby rooms. It's out there. It's part of you know about it. It's
Yeah.
your company. Like you
That's-
can't just turn
yeah.
around after being caught and go,
Sorry.
whoops.
didn't handle it that
Do better
well.
next time.
Makes me think
This is an oops, he's not sufficient moment.
It,
Yeah,
it
that's
makes
right,
Me,
yeah.
It makes me think of like those that South Park scene where it had like all the fossil fuel guys after they had like the big spill in the ocean. They're going like, "Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
we're sorry." That's just what it is. It's like
Yeah.
it
And
does.
it's also, I noticed they're removing a lot of stuff from their games that reference people because Blizzard seemed to be infamous for this. They put
cameos.
cameos
they
in
put
of
cameos
staff
and stuff in,
or
yeah,
even
yeah.
popular community members.
But
and,
here-
like,
here's the
WoW and
thing.
stuff, and
Here-
they're
here's
getting taken out.
Something that I noticed happening, like the way that people were, like, this is how ingrained these games are into some people, because I saw people going, I'm sure that this is just the Call of Duty side of the company that's doing this, and that the Blizzard side of things for Warcraft and stuff, they're probably okay. I bet they weren't complicit in this. Like, no, motherfucker,
What?
they're the same company.
Yeah.
like
Don't come back.
you don't just because you play one game, don't go like I'm sure it's okay. I
This
know
has
that
nothing to do with the
I know
product.
that the team.
No, it's got nothing to do with the product at all.
The team who worked on my game probably didn't have this problem
God
because
damn it.
Blizzard's the good one, Activision the bad one. They are the same. It was
They've been enduring bad press for a while now. There
Oh,
was
it's
the
general,
whole China Hong Kong thing.
Oh, yeah, where the what was it?
There was a winner of one of their tournaments said
Yeah.
Free Hong Kong or
yeah.
something, and
Yeah.
he got
Was it Dota
shafted.
player? Was that Dota or was that something else?
Overwatch.
Either Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Don't remember. Been a while.
So they've been,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Do you think this all stems from? So video games as a business is booming, has been for a while, but a lot of these companies have fairly humble beginnings. I'm thinking
Look-
like the Riots and
We've talked about this before, and I still maintain it's that thing of like you get the kind of people that are good at these things and start these things stereotypically, and especially where like Blizzard came from. Like, let's face it, it's fucking Blizzard, like Captain RPG back in the day. Any of the guys that started back then and are high enough now, the thing, and I hate to say this because I hate the whole this is how it is stereotype thing. But you look at some of these guys and you listen to the shit that they're saying, you listen to the shit that they've done, and you're just like, wow, you were pissed off because in high school you couldn't fucking get any. And now you're
But
like,
that's-
well, I run this business.
that's where I was going with it. The
it's-
genesis
yeah.
of these companies are unfortunately socially awkward, stereotypically inward, introvert kind of nerds
yeah,
who then find themselves in a position of power
yeah.
and cultivate a climate of
You don't get it. I control your workflow, therefore
mean,
you
yeah.
should control my penis flow. Yeah.
It could well be like a case of it started off as like a male only company, and they, as more people came on, they were tone deaf to how they should structure or change their company as they got bigger and bigger. But the fact of the matter is that's not an excuse.
No.
no, it's not an excuse. No,
Like,
I'm
no,
just
I
from a psychological point of view. I'm just trying
I understand
to
what you're saying, but I also want to just throw in fuck those guys.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
suck.
A lot of, I
it's-
find this in IT a lot, and I was talking to someone yesterday about it, actually. And the best managers I've had in IT were people, like person people.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really. That you don't need the IT skills.
Yeah.
You need
Oh,
to be able to manage
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is also a contributing factor, is these people aren't born managers, they're not trained managers, they're not experienced managers. They've started a company, it's blown up, and then they're in a position where usually you would prefer to have someone who knows what they're doing, can manage people.
But you'd also have to consider that these companies have been around for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely at some point they hired somebody
Someone-
who would go like,
yeah.
guys,
What are you doing?
Well,
Yeah.
Riot
What is
only
this?
recently created a proper HR department.
Yeah, Riot are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are the the prime example.
The thing too with this is that a lot of if you listen to a lot of the direct quotes that people have made from pretty much any game company that this has happened at, a lot of the perpetrators that are doing these things and the people that inadvertently tried to cover for them and shit, you listen to them and it's like, okay, that's some weird like incel shit. Like, no, I'm owed whatever you owe me and I'm doing this because you owe me. It's like, no, motherfucker, like shut up.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, irrelevant if they're part of a game company or
any company.
Whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it's just,
unemployed. It doesn't matter. You need to have the life skills and the respect for someone, like just basic human respect.
Like the fact of the matter is, like, if you see a lot of drama coming out of pretty much generally game companies, right?
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, it's inexperienced people. They start a company, and there aren't checks and balances in place to make sure that people aren't attacked or harassed or anything like that. And not just America. I am specifically thinking right now of an Australian company who they released Necrobarista, which is a visual novel. What was that?
Ethereum's going up.
Okay, cool.
How's Bitcoin?
It's just a little bing there. But anyway, sorry. They did this graphic adventure game.
Yeah.
And it did quite well. However, one of the guys who was running the company, and it was just like 3 people, right? He did not pay them superannuation and withheld it.
Yeah.
And just from
which is equivalent to 401k, isn't it?
Yeah, and last I heard, he still hasn't. Like he apologized, but hasn't done anything about it.
So
no, he
hasn't done
said
anything.
sorry.
Yeah, he
that
said
was it.
sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But like, you know, that
Yeah,
kind
right,
of
asshole.
and then there was I think it was another indie company who did, was it Starforged or something like that? It was basically like the Terraria in space game.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like sexual harassment going on there, and and then the Autumn Games, the creators of Skullgirls, like the basically like the dude in charge, he was sexually harassing people, and to the point where they had like a walkout. The company got dissolved, and then like the people who walked out reformed another company, and the publisher of Skullgirls gave them the license.
Yeah.
Like they had to, because like he wouldn't leave, he wouldn't do anything about his behavior, so they had to just go like, we're just all gone then.
And take it all from you.
And this is the thing that like makes that scenario very frustrating is that they had to get to the point where they did that because the publishing company themselves just like, we can't, like there's literally no way to get rid of
Yeah,
him.
and he won't leave. He owns
he owns the thing. So
But like,
yeah.
so that shit happens plenty on like the smaller scale, like indie games.
But we don't hear about it much.
And it's not good, like by any stretch of the imagination. But it's kind of like more, oh shit, that happened. But that could never happen to something as huge as Activision Blizzard.
Jeez,
like, because surely
there's someone
like, 'cause
keeping an eye on
at
them.
the end of the day, they only care about money, and bad press like that will affect their bottom line.
Yeah.
But no, they don't. They just...
I can't imagine there's that many morally bankrupt people that work there that this hasn't been brought up before. So, like, say you get a
that's
job
the
there as
whole-
an animator,
Yeah.
and you see this going on, you would say something,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
and you're not the only person in the world that would say something. There has to be employees.
Well, this is the thing. Like, people have
that's-
been
yeah,
saying
people
stuff,
have
but like,
been, but-
this is the first time anyone's ever really spoken out publicly about
Yeah.
it, because
they've all tried to deal with it internally.
yeah,
haven't they?
and
Which is
they've-
devastating.
They've either tried to deal with it internally, or they've been scared to speak out
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're afraid of being blacklisted.
Yeah.
So
absolute bollocks. And there should be criminal. There's probably going to be a lot of civil cases come from this, but there needs to be criminal charges too.
This in general, from what I saw,
this was the result of
is-
an investigation that's been going on for like a year.
And so
By
what-
who?
that department, that what is it?
Oh, the housing and
Something
employment.
about housing and
Yeah.
employment thing. I think it's those guys.
Yeah.
Because the case
So
itself.
you're going to say
that's come up-
Kotaku.
Kotaku don't do shit. I'm sorry. Kotaku are lucky if they can sniff someone's farts, let alone fucking actually get a
They
story.
would. They like that.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
They would talk about why the fart is really good, but the only thing that holds the fart back is the other fart was way better.
It's a reference that's gone over my head.
It's a terrible game journalist reference.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like it was a thing for them. And so like the case itself, from what I saw, is actually just literally the state of, was it California? Is it California they're in?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the state of California versus Blizzard.
Yeah.
And so I can only assume that once this happens and it's like, look at all the shit that you've done and it gets pretty irrevocably proved, I can only assume that there would be a lot of people then going, well, all right, cool. You've already proved this happened. Now I'm going in for damages.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
class
Like, it's-
action,
Yeah,
hopefully.
like go for it. Whether it's a class
It's a domino
action,
effect.
whether it's a person by person case, like whatever you need to do, because fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Like that's everything that fucking rolls downhill and lands on them is their problem.
Absolutely.
Because that is their behavior that's made this turn up.
Yes. And if it's not their behavior, it's the ignorance.
yeah,
to
yeah,
it. Or it's turning the blind eye.
It's like turning a blind eye to shit that you should not.
You're just
be
as culpable at that
saying
point.
Is fine. Yeah, like especially when, like you said, the CO was just like, yeah, we haven't dealt with it gooder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
He's
you should have had
He's
something.
admitted that they're aware that this has been happening.
Like you shouldn't have something that you didn't deal with well that is this.
Yeah.
This is something that is a big fucking deal. You should have dealt with that
Yeah.
the first time some fucking intern from whatever branch you're coming out of says that there's a problem.
Yeah. The only
Yeah.
they are just protecting people
Yeah.
who are higher up and they're
Don't
like,
fucking deserve to be
I
protected.
can't kick out Barry, he's my mate.
Speaking of lawsuits, and this is again off like tangent. I was reading that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney because
contract,
Disney
yeah.
decided to release Black Widow in cinemas and on Disney Plus, but in her contract she gets a share of revenue from cinemas only.
Right.
So by not telling her that they were going to, or changing the plan and releasing it concurrently on Disney Plus and not giving it its proper run, yeah. And then suddenly that domino effect, like Gerard Butler's doing it
Yeah.
for all these Olympus Has Fallen kind of movies. There was someone else considering it.
See, you say that. Scarlett Johansson, for me, the thing that makes me think of her, this was years ago, so this is not relevant at all. But there's, and this has got a bit of a hoop to jump through as well for me to go into.
Oh, good. One of these.
Okay, so I heard about Scarlett Johansson. I heard that a bunch of people were mad at her.
I also heard about Scarlett Johansson.
And I heard that a bunch of people mad at her, and I didn't know why. So I think, but there was, and she's standing there in like a lab coat, and she's got like a Soda Stream bottle.
Right.
And I'm like, the fuck are you mad at her for wanting fucking angry water? Like,
Something
just
to do with plastic.
let her have angry water. So she was like on an ad for the at-home make angry water thing. But because they're made in a factory that was one of the ones that is like on in like whatever portion of the Israeli-Palestine conflict this was.
oh, my God.
Because it was made in a factory on the side that at the time was the people not killing children.
Right.
Everyone was like, how dare you be sponsored by that
That's
company?
a
God, wow.
long shot. at
Yeah.
best.
And
the
I'm
bow
like,
is stretched.
you-
usually there.
Yeah, and you said Scarlett Johansson, but every time anyone mentions Scarlett
You
Johansson,
think of Israel
out of
killing
content-
children?
Out of content, I immediately think of her in that lab coat with the soda straw. I go, yeah, I want angry water, and everyone being very pissed off.
I just
at
think of The Island. I quite enjoy that movie.
You know what? I hope.
Oh yeah, she was in that with Obi-Wan Kenobi. But long story short, yeah, it's
What-
good that
yeah.
it's come out in the wash, and I
Yeah.
hope that these people get some comeuppance and
yeah. No, realistically, I don't see how they could.
it's just sad that we've talked about it again because it just
Because
seems
it's
to be
so
happening.
From multiple
consistent.
companies.
Like,
multiple
honestly,
organisations.
it's one of the reasons why it gets me so fucking like, no. Like, it's already bad enough.
Yeah,
But when it just keeps happening and it's the same shit where people knew about it, but no one did anything.
yeah.
And the sheer fucking audacity
But much
of these
like
motherfuckers.
the Me Too movement,
Yeah.
at least it's encouraging more people to come forward.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean that's the only way change is going to happen.
Anytime something like this happens, it's always like, the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Like this is the thing that has finally brought everything to light.
Yeah.
And hopefully this means that they're going to clear house and shit will get better for people.
Yeah.
Because the way that this company has been operating, the things that they've done, the things that they've deemed acceptable and okay to do,
Or turn a blind eye to.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
it's not on.
It's flat out not okay.
You cannot
There's
do
no-
that.
yeah.
You just can't.
I don't think I play any Blizzard games at the moment.
No, yeah, I was playing Diablo.
Yeah.
Not now. Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm not at the minute. I think I
Do they have any games coming out anytime soon?
Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. No, they. I think I did the same as you. I was looking at Diablo 3 again because of the new season. But
Yeah.
just
I'm going to play the Ascent instead. Have you guys played the Ascent?
No, but I will download it.
Yeah,
today, actually.
Only 20 gigs. Grab that thing.
Ooh, that'll download by tomorrow. So fast.
Listen to you,
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. That
you
wasn't a
internet
dig at you
having
and you.
motherfucker. Yeah,
You're more than welcome to sit outside and use my Wi-Fi.
just sit out there. But yeah,
It was we had to walk about halfway to your house before we lost Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
okay.
did try. We thought of you when I replaced my Wi-Fi access point. Yeah, and they did sell the satellite version.
Yeah,
of it.
there is the outdoor sort of.
Yeah, that you don't even need a dish for to receive. It's literally
Really?
just an access point that beams long distance.
So we just stick it up on a pole high enough and point it
yeah,
at your
and
house.
pointed at my house. Yeah.
Put it up there with the
That'd be nice.
solar panels. There's power up there, so how hard can it be to wire in solar to a?
Well, we've apparently got a man on the inside now who can help you.
Yes, stay tuned. I have faith in this person. I won't say his name in case he doesn't come through.
Yeah.
I have to protect his identity
Yeah, we've
from
got to
Nick.
pretend. Yeah, no, I
You know,
can't ever
on-
meet him.
On my
I can't
Mr.
even
X.
know what house he.
out of
no.
100, I'm like 25% sure this might work.
With this person involved, I'm 33.
Okay. I think that's conservative.
Yeah. 0.3.
I keep saying to my missus, like every time something this comes up, she says something like, "I'm not even cautiously optimistic anymore. Fuck it, like it's
Yeah.
just fun."
Just angrily optimistic
Just assume
now.
you'll never have internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
Yeah,
with
you
right now.
You're going to have to move house.
I
At
am
this point, that's what it looks like.
seriously. All you got to.
I'll buy the house next door, then I can get the internet there.
back to the caravan.
Then I can put the
Life was
Wi-
better.
I can use the Wi-Fi to share that to this
Hold
house
on.
and move back in.
Think about it. The caravan
Yeah.
didn't have to put up with the dogs that you hate.
Nope.
Had internet.
Yep.
I mean,
Much better than a house.
yes, yeah. Other than slight cramping,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean-
seemed to go pretty well.
you had the amenities that you needed.
Just call them every single day. Doesn't matter what's going on. Ring them, go like, "Hi, I want a status update on what's going on today."
Yeah.
By the way, here is a live feed of me showing the outside of the
that's-
house.
yeah.
with nothing attached.
I kid you not, that's flat out what I would do
Oh, you know,
every
like-
single
like I said,
day without fail.
I am lucky that my missus will be going on maternity leave now, so she can just.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. My inside man was not surprised at the amount of modems that you'd received. He's like, Telstra are really good at that. Yeah.
See, the problem is too, like because our 4G access wasn't working when it should, and
Yeah.
the motor's been reset and everything. One of the things that may happen on Monday is that we may have a Telstra guy sent out with another modem.
Excellent.
And you know that 4G will get disconnected because they go like, "Oh, there are 4 things on there pinging, so he doesn't need it
So
anymore."
don't need it anymore.
Clearly, he's connected.
Just get 5G.
Just go to a different fucking internet provider.
Well, that's the thing. Like if I can't get if I can't get the base company with the hardware to put it on my fucking wall, and this is the thing too. Like when we're not dealing with, we have been dealing directly with MBNco, and when they refuse to come out and put the fucking hardware, there's not. I can't do anything.
yeah, I mean, when
This is what happens when ScoMo's in charge. I don't know how, but somehow this is his fault.
So we have a plan.
Are you going to assassinate
For
ScoMo?
for legal purposes, this is a joke.
disclaimer, this is not a joke.
Time mark. In case I need to edit.
So what? Okay, so I'm talking to Jamie about my tattoos on my arm, right? Because I got some more done this week. Cool. Yep. Talking about filling in the rest of it. Jamie's real partial to me getting Mr. Big Dick written on there.
I
I've
think
been
it would
writing
be funny.
I think that, yeah, in the
runic
the
kind
rune,
of
yeah.
script, like because these are all like Elder Futhark.
Show me the new
runes.
ones.
Like
Nice.
yeah, so that's my kids' names.
Hold on. Let me. First one's. Oh, can I say them? Can I guess them?
Go for it.
Amelia, Logan, Luna.
Yeah.
How'd you
Nailed
guess
it.
that?
How'd you guess that? How did you
It's
guess
almost
my
like he
kids'
knew his
names?
children's names.
Yeah. But
I speak runic.
so, you know, looking at like filling in the back of it by putting Mr. Big Dick
Yeah.
down here in runes. Now, we're
Not where I
talking
would
about
put
this.
it.
we're talking about this, but then Jamie said, "Oh, yeah, I got a way better idea. Like, you need to do that, yes, but then you need to do something to get famous, so that people have to read about it and find out in history books later that you had Mr. Big Dick tattooed on your arms,
TikTok.
in runes." And
One better.
so we're talking about it, and then I was like, "Oh wait, no, I know exactly what I need to do. It's in like that right spot.
Yeah.
It's just right there. Like it shows off real well. So what I need to do
Outer arm for those that aren't watching.
is like effectively just find out where he is and just go and like tip off a journalist so he's in the right place.
Tip off like a good shock job,
Yeah.
and then go to like ScoMo's on someone's front lawn doing a press conference again, right?
Yep.
And then just, make sure that I can get close enough, then just left hook him. And make sure that they're on the right angle to get the photo of the moment when it happens.
And just says, "Here comes Mr. Big Dick in runes."
Here comes Mr. Big Dick.
The internet will go crazy. They love a puzzle.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like trying to figure out what it says.
Yeah, because realistically, I looked at options, either him or Steve Mav, because Steve Mav's the easiest one to get to.
Oh, he's just
But,
down the road.
Like, he's just down the road. That's fine. Let's go. But,
I'll take the photo now.
but no one gives a shit about him. So it's like, okay,
That's
the
true.
Prime Minister.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is who I'm going for.
You know what? You get Aussie of the Year.
I would. I reckon I fucking
we've
would.
had Egg Boy,
Yeah,
so-
yeah. So there we go. And I mean, like, let's face it, the dude that headbutted
Abbott.
got like a fairly decent amount of fanfare. Like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine the
also get a
publicity for this
prison
podcast?
Only a little one.
Only a little
Oh,
one.
okay.
Can you imagine the publicity for this podcast? You find Madison nailed ScoMo.
Yeah, but then it comes back to we talking about it. They go,
No.
"Oh, so this is premeditated."
No, I said this was a joke for legal
This
reasons.
is a joke, but Jamie and I were planning this earlier.
But yeah, like the mental picture Addy made too was just like later on, obviously they're investigating this and they're talking to people about this. All I could see is them talking to Jamie and just being like, "So, did you have any idea he was going to go on that?"
No idea.
We were in the car, but
Whatsoever.
he did say disclaimer to me, so no.
He said, "This is definitely a joke."
My hand to God, I'm shocked he did it.
Yeah. You can probably
I
Photoshop
thought he
it.
was going to use his right arm.
Yeah, so
I thought we were just RPing, like pretending to talk about punching the Prime Minister.
I mean, come on, who hasn't wanted to punch the Prime Minister?
Yeah,
Exactly,
We were just
right.
venting, and then he just vented harder.
You could get a QR code on there as well.
Yeah, people go to Neon City Daily. Where would it go? NCD or?
I don't know.
I mean, come on, you got to give us some publicity.
Such a Rickroll.
That's had over 1 billion views now.
I know.
Yeah. Oh
Rick
man.
Ashley, still relevant.
Never going to give you up.
There were some other podcasters that got some cards done and they wanted a QR code that went to the website, but they never specified. So the printer did the QR code, but apparently the default QR code just Googles hello.
Oh.
So then Adele
Okay.
got heaps of new
Like just
hits
an
on her song
influx of-
Hello, which is the first Google result.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grats. Good on him.
All right, boys. Well, I reckon that's a good spot to end it on hello. So thank you all for tuning in and listening. Until next time, I've been Jamie.
I've been Nick.
I'll be Josh.
And I'm still Dave.
Be good to each other.
Absolutely.
Don't be like Activision.
Yeah, don't be Blizzard. Fuck.
Do not sexually harass.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maybe don't sexually harass someone on your daily.
I mean, if you
fucking-
can possibly
Yeah,
help it.
if you can just avoid that, it'd be nice.